In this video, we delve into the surprising and controversial journey of Nick Fuentes, a figure who transformed from a conventional conservative into a radical America First nationalist. This is based on a candid interview with Tucker Carlson, and in just a few minutes, we'll uncover the core ideas that shaped his path and continue to fuel his movement. Fuentes began his political life in a Chicago suburb, arriving at Boston University in 2016 with standard Republican views. He was a self-described libertarian, influenced by figures like Ron Paul and content from PragerU, advocating for small government and individualism. But a pivotal moment was fast approaching, one that would fundamentally shift his perspective. Donald Trump's rise in 2016 initially clashed with Fuentes' libertarian ideals. However, as Trump dominated the primaries and faced furious media opposition, Fuentes had a crucial realization. To win elections and change the country, one had to bypass or even destroy the liberal media's monopoly on opinion. Another significant shift came from an unexpected source, Mark Levin. Fuentes recounted listening to Levin's show, where the host questioned if America becoming a majority non-white country was a good idea. This planted a seed, leading Fuentes to connect demographics with electoral problems, particularly regarding immigration. His college experience further solidified his views. Wearing a MAGA hat on campus in liberal Boston, he faced constant harassment and even death threats. This intense backlash, combined with his growing America First convictions, pushed him further into the political fray. It was a debate at Boston University that would open the door to a new, albeit contentious, chapter. After winning a campus debate, Fuentes called the attention of Cassie Dillon from the Daily Wire. This led to a show on Right Side Broadcasting Network, where he began to embrace a full-blown America First nationalism inspired by Trump's inaugural address. The turning point arrived with a critique of Barack Obama's abstention on a UN Security Council resolution condemning Israeli settlements. Fuentes questioned the conservative movement's unwavering support for Israel, leading to a direct confrontation with Ben Shapiro, who immediately labeled him an anti-Semite. This public accusation, along with private pressure from Daily Wire figures, marked the beginning of his cancellation. Friends blocked him, and efforts were made to get him fired from his show. Fuentes saw this as an attempt to crush any dissent against pro-Israel stances within the conservative movement. He was eventually fired from RSBN after a clip of him defending the Muslim ban was allegedly sent to Media Matters by a Daily Wire associate. This experience, coupled with being denied a job at a conservative institute for his views on immigration, convinced Fuentes that the conservative movement was bankrupt. With traditional avenues closed, Fuentes chose a different path, one that would challenge the establishment from the outside. He dropped out of college and started his own independent YouTube show, America First, from his parents' basement. His mission was to expose the conservative establishment as a controlled opposition that didn't truly represent the base's nationalist sentiments. Fuentes explained his controversial attacks on figures like Joe Kent and Marjorie Taylor Greene. He supported Kent, but when Kent disavowed him, using phrases like inclusive populism, Fuentes saw it as a betrayal of America First principles and a backslide into GOP slop. He also revealed a shocking personal detail. He was placed on the no-fly list for a year at age 23 without any felony convictions. He possesses a letter from the TSA confirming his placement on the Do Not Board list, highlighting the severe consequences he faced. Fuentes argues that identity, including racial and religious identity, is a fundamental reality that cannot be ignored. He believes that organized juries in America, with its deep religious and ethnic ties to Israel, poses a unique challenge to American national interests, unlike any other diaspora. But the threats against Fuentes were not just rhetorical or professional, they escalated to a terrifying real-world incident. After a controversial tweet, Fuentes' home address and personal information were doxed and went viral across social media. For weeks, his house became a target, with people driving by, yelling, throwing eggs, and ordering unwanted deliveries.
Then, in December 2022, while live on his show, a man with a loaded gun and a crossbow appeared at his front door. The attacker, who had already committed a triple homicide earlier that day, was later shot and killed by police after a chase and shootout.
Remarkably, Fuentes received no official explanation for the motive behind the attack, nor any follow-up from law enforcement. He speculates the attacker might have been a copycat, seeking to assassinate a reviled political figure after seeing his doxed information. This harrowing experience led Fuentes to reflect on the broader societal issues contributing to such violence. He attributes rising violence and nihilism among young men to a combination of factors: social dislocation, mental health issues often exacerbated by SSRIs, and self-medication with potent weed, alcohol, and psychedelics, which he believes induce psychosis.
Fuentes is particularly critical of pornography, describing it as a reality distortion that is ubiquitous and easily accessible to children. He argues it leads to sexual dysfunction, hyperstimulation, and a constant chase for more extreme or taboo content, potentially contributing to shifts in sexual identity. The rise of platforms like OnlyFans, he notes, has normalized amateur pornography, making it a casual pursuit for many women. He questions why such activities are legal, seeing them as a form of human trafficking that undermines societal well-being. On the topic of relationships, Fuentes blames toxic feminism for the decline in marriage. He asserts that modern women are overly liberal, assertive, and have an inflated sense of their own value, while expecting men to provide everything without contributing much themselves. He believes men are the responsible parties in society, but have been stripped of authority, leading to dysfunction. He advocates for a return to traditional gender roles where men lead and women support, emphasizing that a wife is a helpmate, not merely a best friend.
Looking ahead, Fuentes paints a stark picture of America's future, expressing deep concerns about escalating conflict. He views the assassination of Charlie Kirk as a Rubicon crossed, highlighting the celebration of violence among some liberals. This, combined with escalating tensions at ICE detention centers and political polarization, points towards a low-boil civil conflict.
His controversial solution for the president is to crush the other side decisively. He argues that anything less than total confrontation only antagonizes and emboldens the opposition, suggesting a need for overwhelming force to assert federal supremacy and immigration law.
Nick Fuentes' journey from libertarian to America First nationalist, his clashes with the conservative establishment, and his stark views on societal decay and the future of America offer a provocative and often unsettling perspective. To fully understand the depth of his arguments and the nuances of his experiences, we encourage you to watch the complete interview on the Tucker Carlson channel. The link to the full video is in the description below.
Enjoying quick summaries like this and saving time? There's more coming, so hit that subscribe button.